Hello, I'm Will Sampson from FDMC Magazine and the Woodworking Network. We stepped out of the shop into my bedroom today to talk about secret doors. Everybody likes the mystery of a secret door. I had this small walk-in closet. I have a steep slope ceiling here and this small walk-in closet, and I thought it would be the perfect opportunity to try out a secret door. And I talked with the folks at Murphy Door, and they were all for it. And so we went ahead and did it. Now, I had another place initially that I thought I was going to do one of these. It was going to be a broom closet. But one of the first things we learned about how this works is you have to have the right location to do it. And the broom closet location was too close to a wall and a window and didn't allow for all the things that you have to do when you put in the Murphy door. Now let me show you how it works, and we'll talk about what goes into installing it. It's really slick. It just opens. Mine swings out. You can get some that swing in, and then you go in. But you have to understand that the door itself takes up a fair amount of space, and so you're better off with a bigger opening. This is a fairly small opening, but it's adequate, but it's not necessarily the ideal application. But I have the ceiling here, so I have to keep it low. The way it works is it's not much different than installing a pre-hung door. Murphy sends you the whole assemble of the door, and it's all in its frame, and then you have to install it just like you would install a door with shims and frame and getting it set up in your framing and square and all that sort of thing. The door itself pivots on this really nice bearing, and as you can see, it moves very easily and very quietly, even with books and stuff in it. And you have to make sure that you have clearance for the floor. I don't have my finished flooring in here, but I've calculated for that, and so it's going to be just fine when everything is finished. This is walnut, and it's a combination of solid walnut and veneered walnut. I got the unfinished option and finished it with teak oil, and it came out really nice. Really like it. Now let me walk you through some of the things that we did to install this Murphy door into the closet system here. Here's what the closet opening looked like before we installed the Murphy door. Just a raw framed opening. We entered the measurements into the Murphy door online order form. Murphy Door's system was very efficient with notices of order receipt, manufacturing, and shipping the door. Doors built and assembled in its jamb and then carefully packed and strapped upright on a pallet for shipping by a semi-truck. For residential deliveries, the trucks are equipped with a lift gauge to deliver the door more easily. To ensure safe delivery, the package had a tilt gauge on it. I'd never seen this before. It's a little device filled with colored glass beads. If at any time the package is tilted past a certain point, the beads flow into a receptacle to witness the fact and alert to potential damage. My tilt gauge was fine, and we slid the door safely from the semi-truck to my pickup truck for the final trip up my 450-foot driveway. Inside the box, there was more serious packing. Styrofoam blocks isolated the door jamb and any moving parts to make the trip safely to my shop. Besides the door and jamb, the box contained shelves and trim all wrapped in foam, full instructions, including a link to an online app with step-by-step instructions, hardware, and the special tool to remove and install the door. I had ordered an unfinished door. Murphy Door does offer finished options, but I figured unfinished was the best way to get the door to match woodwork in my house. Murphy Door recommends professional finishing products for unfinished doors. I used common teak oil on the solid walnut and walnut veneer parts to achieve a rich oiled luster with an easily repairable finish. As recommended, I tested the finish first on a part of the door that would not be seen. I disassembled the door from the jamb for finishing following instructions from Murphy Door. That also gave me my first chance to closely examine the robust pivot bearing and see how it worked. You use a special tool supplied in the kit to retract the upper hinge pin from the jamb. The door swings on a beefy pivot hinge and secures in place with a spring-loaded plunger. As I said before, I used common teak oil to bring out the grain in the walnut and walnut veneer. Installing the jamb was really no more difficult than installing any pre-hung door. You use shims to get the jamb in place and make sure everything is level and plumb and flush with the finished wall opening. You drive screws through the jamb and shims to secure the jamb to the framing. One important consideration is to make sure the door will clear carpet or flooring when it swings. To hang the door, you tilt it and insert the bottom pivot point into the lower bearing and then bring it to vertical. Next, you press up the top pivot point until it fully engages the top bearing and locks into place. I did it as one person. It might have been even easier with help. Once you check the swing of the door, it's time for the trim. This takes some precision as it affects not just the final look of the door and its concealment, but also how the door operates. For an in-swing door, the trim is on the outside. First step is to attach the top trim to the finished wall. For my outswing door, some of the trim rides on the door and some is fixed to the wall. It has to be square to the door and spaced exactly. The trim that rides on the door also has to be placed precisely. Then it is glued and screwed into place. Instructions from Murphy Door, including a digital phone app showing each step, were a big help and clearly guided each step of the process. Plastic plugs concealed the door hardware openings. My door came with one fixed shelf and 3 adjustable shelves. Adding the shelves is just a matter of putting in the shelf pins and tilting the shelves in place. Murphy Door also offers options besides the shelves, such as a cabinet on the bottom. Here's the door fully installed. I'm really pleased with the final results. The door swings silently and easily, even loaded with books. It snaps securely into place when closed. The door does take up some of the opening space, so consider using a larger opening than you might normally plan. During the project, I happened to talk to a cabinet shop owner who was telling me how popular these kinds of doors have become. Seems like a great high-profit, relatively low-labor option as a value-added project. You can learn more at murphydoor.com. So that's really it. It was nice and simple, straightforward. Shipping was easy. Installation was easy. The folks at Murphy Door were great. Their online ordering system was really simple and easy. And it worked out as a great option. And as I said, you can get doors that open out or open in. It's a great option for having an entry into a closet or having a hidden room that you want to have maybe secure items in, like high value items that you don't want to be out and seen in the house. Or today, one of the more popular things is to put one of these kinds of systems in the kitchen so that you can have a hidden entrance into a pantry room right off of the kitchen. Great options, a lot of fun. I enjoyed putting it in. And I think it's a great option for professional shops. You don't have to build everything yourself, and you know that it's going to come out right using the Murphy door system, and it's all set up and easy. That's what we got for today. You can see more of our tool reviews and product reviews on our website at woodworkingnetwork.com or in the pages of FDMC magazine. Thanks for watching.